Top of the table in Championship B, JED-FOREST and Kelso, third in the National League, have both started well. Kelso head coach Darren Cunningham.
I don't really like looking at the league table at this point, this time of year, but you know, it's nice to see Kelso up there rather than at the other end, like for a change, you know. So it's given the boys a lift as well. You know, the lads have like they do look at the league table, if you like, and they see themselves up there, and they say, you know, well, we want to try and maintain that and make sure that we stay up there and we're there or thereabouts near the end of the season.
Now, of course, you were playing some rugby at Leeds Carnegie. We've seen a history of a lot of Scottish age grade players going south of the border, playing their rugby over there. You've experienced both. What's the difference?
I think the Scottish game's extremely passionate, really physical. Certainly, I've been targeted quite a lot as a young lad, getting some big ball carriers run at me. But it's been a real eye-opening experience to see just how passionate the Borders is about rugby.
And this weekend, it's GHA away from home.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one again. I mean, they've only won one game, but I mean, they're a stuffy side. I've got a bit of experience with GHA when I was at JED, and you know, we know what they're like. They'll be stuffy. I mean, I think it was a 10s each at half time last week against Dundee before they felt a bit. So we've got to be careful. I mean, they're at home. You know, they'll be looking for a win. They'll be targeting the game. They've seen our away form, if you like, and so you know, I would think they'll be targeting the game. But we've got to go there in the right you know, sort of mental attitude and go there knowing that if we play how we can play and stick to our game plan, we'll win it.
And the week after that, you're back here at Poynter Park against Stuart Melville, a team a bit Jekyll and Hyde at the moment. Yeah,
I think they always are, aren't they? They have been since I've known them anyway. And you know, again, there's no easy games. I know it's a cliche, like, but there's no easy games in this league. And you know, we've just got to keep plugging away, and we've just got to keep working hard at training. Looking at sort of our development points and trying to build on our strengths as well. So, you know, hopefully we'll do that this week at GHA, and then we'll look forward to the week after against Stuart Melville.
Any game time I can get, and anything I can learn from Darren, who's obviously a top coach, and playing with some really experienced players around at Kelso as well, is going to bring me on. And I already think that it's developed me in the first 6 games of the season, so hopefully I can just keep striving forward.
And there's a lot of good youngsters coming through as well. Frank Robson is doing particularly well.
Definitely, yeah. I know Frankie really well from the Scotland 18 system, and it's great to get back playing with him. He's playing fantastically well, and hopefully he can also push on for the Scotland 20s this season as well.
Quick word about the pack. Everyone is talking about the Kelso pack as being the dominant in the National League at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing great. I mean, Jerry's doing some great stuff with them. We've got some great players, you know, with some really good experience. They just needed a little bit of direction, as far as I could see when I first came in. You know, there's some really, really good players, and they're all a good bunch of lads. They all like each other. They all you know, they all socialise together, and which means a lot, you know. And the fact that we've won a few games and we're at the other end, the top end of the league. It's brought that sort of confidence to them as well. So they look forward to every game, and you know, they're all training all the time, and they're really enjoying it. Like, so it means a lot, and it's obviously paying dividends, you know.
So you've experienced a border derby.
Yeah.
How does that compare with other games you've played in?
It's definitely something different. I think probably the most intense one I've experienced is JED on pre-season. That was a fairly full-on game and a welcome introduction to Borders and Scottish rugby, really. So, but no, it's great to get that experience under your belt, and anything you can take away from games like that is a plus. And I'm learning all the time. So.
And that was a full-on game, but that was a friendly. You wait till it's competitive.
Exactly, yeah. God knows what that's going to bring, but no, like I say, I'm relishing the opportunity to play against teams like that, and the pride that each team shows is fantastic. So.
And what about your Scottish age grade career? You're moving up the ranks now, getting older as well, getting towards the big time, effectively, in Scottish rugby.
Yeah, well, luckily got another season at under 20, so hopefully if I'm picked for that again this season, experience the Six Nations and the World Cup again, fingers crossed. But just at the moment, my priorities are playing for Kelso and doing as well as I possibly can for them.
It is early in the season, we're only a third way through, but at the moment you'll be quite happy at where Kelso sits.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, you know, obviously there's still a lot of work to do. We're still, you know, quite far away from where we want to be, if you like. But you know, like I say, the lads have got this great work ethic now, and they're working hard every training session. So, you know, we'll just keep plugging away and see where we are at the end of the season.
Gregor Young has been selected for the Scottish Sevens squad, who start their IRB Sevens campaign in Australia next week. He spoke with ScottishRugby.org.
It's a big step up. You don't get a lot of time, as much time on the ball as what you would if you were playing in the Borders circuit. It's an opportunity that I'll have to grab with both hands, but it's a really exciting time for my career.
Well, Brian, there's just two teams left now in the Scottish top 40 who are unbeaten, Boroughmuir and yourselves. That's something that you'll be very proud of.
Yes, I mean, we've got to be pleased to be where we are at the start of the season. I think we've played a couple of tough games, a couple of easier games, I would say, but it's a long way to go yet. But I feel the guys have came up to the task. They realise where we are this season, what our game plan is and our goals are, and they've bought in it well. We've got a really good coaching structure down here with Chris Dewsnap and Kevin Barry helping myself here, and I think the new concepts and new ideas they're bringing forward to the club has certainly rubbed off on the team in the park.
Well, there's some very, very good teams that you've beaten already, Howe Fife and Musselburgh as well, two of the probably favoured sides to compete with JED-FOREST for the title. But to get them out of the way and get the full points on the board was a very pleasing start.
Yeah, I mean, Howe Fife and I'll coach Musselburgh for the last 3 years. Musselburgh are a very we've coached that way in the last 3 seasons, attack-minded, and we had a couple of guys off that day at a wedding, but the guys dug in deep and we got the result we needed. We've obviously Howe Fife they always do play attractive rugby, and they're a good side, and we've got them both away from home now, which is certainly going to be a challenge. But I think the guys, if we get our heads right and get our approach to the games correct, I think we've got enough in the bag to keep the winning streak going. And
they always say that winning breeds confidence within a squad.
Yeah, definitely. I think the guys, you can see the guys, you get a confidence through winning, and you get a self-belief that even if you go points down, there's enough good players around about you to pull it around, and we've shown that over the last couple of weeks. We struggled for the first 20-25 minutes up at Kirkcaldy last week, went 6-0 down, and the guys we just kept on plugging away, and the self-belief was there, and we turned it around in the end, and Kirkcaldy are a decent side, and I think they could trouble a few yet.
Of course, JED-FOREST are where they don't want to be at the moment, which is Championship B after the relegation. But a lot of people from the club, Michael Weekley and people like that, Ian Chisholm, they stayed on for the jersey.
Yeah, we lost quite a few last season through guys moving up. Some guys obviously gone through the Scottish Sevens network. We lost the guy Young down to Newcastle as well. So you kind of hold these guys back, the guys that try to improve themselves. And fair play to the guys that stuck by Jed. They realised that, I think in some way the guys they've realised that they were involved in what happened in the relegation, so they feel a wee bit of responsibility in getting us back up there. And they've stuck around, and it's these kind of players who need their experience and who need their skill to pave a way back up to another league.